Hey, hey, hey guys, welcome to my new series. This is a brand new series that I call the Versus series. It's very similar of the BSOLZ one that he did a couple years back. I took some things from it and I made it a little different in my opinion. But anyways, let's start the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the Versus series, and we have the two greatest point guards of the 2000s in my eye, the 2010s in my eyes, in Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry. These guys, combined, they have they have 15 All-Star games together. They have 14-time All-NBA performers altogether. They have 3 MVPs. They have 3 scoring championships. They are the two greatest point guards of the 2010s, without a doubt, in my eyes. And, one of these guys is considered the second greatest point guard of all time, and the other is hated. Anyways, let's start with scoring, and I give Curry about a 9, and Russell Westbrook, I give him a 7. Why I gave Curry higher was because he really changed the game of basketball. He changed, everything about after 2016, where teams started shooting more. And you really can't say, hey, I'm gonna give Steph Curry an open shot, but you can say that to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook does get a 7 though, because he did lead the league in scoring 2 different times, and also what he did was he has more career points than Steph Curry, but that's really due to Steph Curry missing a good. Russell Westbrook played about 250 more games than Curry. So you can chalk that up to whatever you want to believe, but I believe that Steph Curry is the better scorer. He is, in my opinion, one of the most talented scorers of all time, and you really can't give him anything anywhere. Moving on, we have rebounding. I gave Westbrook a 8, and I gave Steph Curry, I gave him a 6. They're both above average rebounders, and Steph Curry averaged about 5.5 to 6 assists per game for his career. Not assists, rebounds. And, Russell Westbrook averaged 10 rebounds for the past 3 seasons, and then last season, he averaged about 8 because he played with James Harden, and we knew he wasn't going to average a triple-double. So why'd I give Westbrook an 8 was because, even if you could say he was stat padding, still averaging about 10 rebounds per game is still a hard thing to do. Like, even if he's getting a lot more easier rebounds because, Steven Adams gave it to him, that is still hard. Like, I'm one of those players who knows how to get rebounds, but I can't average 10 rebounds for an entire season, let alone averaging it for 3 different seasons. Playmaking, I gave Steph Curry a 7, and I gave Russell Westbrook an 8. Russell Westbrook, why I gave him a little bit of a higher score was, he does average more assists per game for his career, and, he does have the 2 assist championships. But it's really, there's a difference between finding the best shot or just passing to somebody and letting them shoot and averaging 10 assists. The reason why is Steph Curry also's, playmaking ability really isn't the best. So I give it down. I chalked it up to, hey, they're both pretty good playmakers, but, Steph Curry is more than just an assister, and I believe that if you look more than just stats and you watch, how they play, you know that Steph Curry is still a pretty good playmaker. Moving on, we have defense. I gave Westbrook about a 6, and I gave Curry a 5. Both of these guys are pretty average defenders when they're, however they play throughout most of the seasons. But the thing is that Russell Westbrook, when he tries on defense, he can be a lockdown defender for sure, But he doesn't try as much. He puts it more into the offensive end. Even though he is considered one of the most energetic point guards of all time, I still believe, he could give a little bit more effort on the defensive end for sure. Steph Curry, in his first, 4 seasons, he was considered a defensive liability, but now, he's respectable on the defensive end, unless you're Kyrie Irving. If you get the joke, you get the joke. But anyways, moving on, intangibles, I gave Curry a 9, and I gave Westbrook a 5. Russell Westbrook is one of those players whose intangibles really can't get you far. He can always raise the floor of a team, but my question is, how can he raise the ceiling of a team? how he reacted towards the Rockets situation last year was great because he wasn't mad about it. But if you put Chris Paul, who only played 2 seasons there, and Russell Westbrook, who played about a season there, you see what Chris Paul did with James Harden versus what Russell Westbrook did. He really did decrease the floor, and I was surprised that I thought they were gonna get a little bit farther than just 5 games in the second round. I believe if Chris Paul was on that specific Rockets team, they would have won maybe 1 more game, 2 more games because of how Chris Paul raises a floor for everybody else. And Steph Curry definitely knows how to raise a team. He's played with bad teams before. That this narrative that just came out of nowhere the past season, that he can't lead a bad team, is just false because he's led a team with no All-Stars to multiple playoff seasons. In 2013, they were the 6th seed and beat the 3rd seed. In 2014, they pushed the Los Angeles Clippers to 7 games and nearly beat them in Game 7, where Curry dropped 40-something. I can't remember the exact amount. But yeah. Moving on, efficiency, Curry gets a 10 out of 10, and Westbrook gets a 6. Curry is considered one of the greatest shooters of all time. He is one of like 6 players to average a 20 points, 50, 40, 90 clip. He is efficient. There is no way you can say he's an inefficient player, and he has some bad, inefficient nights, but that's really just, missing shots that are pretty easy for him. And even if he does, he could have been a 2-time 50, 40, 90 player. And he can be this season if he raises his field goal percentage a little bit higher and his 3-pointer. But after all that, he still is a 50, 40, 90 player. And Westbrook has been struggling from the 3-pointer the past couple of seasons, and that's why my efficiency dropped for him. I still love Westbrook as a player, one of my favorite players of all time. But we all know when he starts missing shots, he doesn't realize it that he needs to pass to teammates. He takes 3 to 4 stupid shots per game, and that you could chalk that up to just Westbrook being Westbrook. You see this shot right here? That was a stupid shot. We all know Westbrook isn't a good 3-point shooter, and we all know that he shouldn't be taking as much threes as he does per game. In 2019-20, he took at the beginning of the season, he took about 6 per game and made about 1.5. That comes around to 22%. But then after Clint Capella got traded, he stopped taking threes and stayed around the same clip mark, and that was pretty good. That was really showing how he how he matured as a person, even though he's like a 12-year vet. I believe if we chalk it up to just how we feel towards Westbrook, it's really a lot of people hating on him for being inefficient, but he still is not fully efficient, but a pretty efficient guy. He's a 44% from the field, like 25% from 3, which isn't the best, and like 81 to 82% from the free throw line. That's what I'm saying. They're great players each, and I believe that you can chalk it up to just stupid shots that he takes, while Curry doesn't take those stupid shots. Okay, final verdict. Okay, one player has 42, and then the other player has 46. Oh, I'm sorry. One player had 40, and then the other one had 46. If you guessed Curry as the one with 46, you're right, and Westbrook is the one with 40. In my opinion, Curry changed the game. Curry's a 2-time MVP. Curry is robbed of a Finals MVP. He's a 3-time NBA champion. I didn't include accolades in this because, some accolades really are because of, who they played with. And Russell Westbrook, he did play with a lot of Hall of Fame players, but some of them really weren't Hall of Fame at the time, such as James Harden, or some people can say Victor Oladipo is, in the Hall of Fame. Some people say stupid shit like that. I don't. But, Victor Oladipo at the time, Domantas Sabonis at the time, all those great players really did lose their abilities because of Westbrook, but you can't fully chalk that on to him. Anyways, moving on. Curry got he's definitely a better player, and he brings a lot more to the game than what Russell Westbrook does. But no matter what I say about Westbrook in this video, he still is a top 10 point guard of all time. He still is one of the funnest players to watch in his prime, and we all love the guy for who he is and how much energy he brings to the game, no matter what. And same Curry, no matter what, even if they retire with these specific stat lines, they're still first ballot Hall of Famers for sure. Steph Curry, top 20 player of all time, and I have Russell Westbrook in my top. He's a top 30 player of all time. Russell Westbrook retired as a Hall of Fame. Will retire as a Hall of Famer. Same with Steph Curry. I'm out. Have a good day, guys. Hey guys.